Welcome to our deep dive on Hut 8 Corp. Today we're putting the stock under the microscope to uncover what's driving its recent performance and what investors should watch for next. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just curious about the latest market movers, this analysis will break down Hut's price action, technical indicators, and potential scenarios. Let's get started and see what makes Hut 8 one of the most talked about stocks in recent months. Over the past 3 months, Hut 8 has shown a remarkable bullish trend. The stock price has climbed from around 17.3 in June to nearly 37.79 today. This consistent upward momentum, marked by higher highs and higher lows, signals strong investor confidence. The most impressive surge happened in August and September, with the price jumping over 75% in just 6 weeks. Such a powerful uptrend is a clear reflection of positive market sentiment and sustained buying interest. As we move forward, the stock remains near its recent highs, suggesting there could be more room for growth. Let's look at the price and volume action. Hut's price has steadily climbed with volume spikes during key moves. In June and July, the stock traded between 15 and 22 with moderate volume. The first major spike came on July 2, when nearly 17 million shares traded hands as the price jumped to 21.08. Another big volume day was August 26, with almost 9 million shares as the stock neared 26. The most recent session saw over 9.5 million shares traded, showing that interest remains strong. These volume surges paired with rising prices indicate healthy demand and a robust uptrend. Moving averages are a great way to spot trends. For Hut, all the key moving averages, short, medium, and long-term, are well below the current price. The 5-day and 10-day averages show strong short-term momentum, while the 20-day and 50-day averages confirm the medium and long-term uptrend. Even the 200-day average is far below the current price, reinforcing the bullish structure. The fact that the EMAs are above their SMAs is typical in a strong uptrend, as EMAs react faster to price changes. This alignment across all timeframes highlights the strength of Hut's rally. Short-term momentum is especially strong for Hut. The 5-day SMA and EMA are both just below the current price, signaling that buyers are still in control. This suggests that, at least for now, the stock is likely to continue its upward push unless there's a sudden shift in sentiment. When short-term averages are above longer-term ones, it's a classic sign of a healthy ongoing uptrend. However, it's important to keep an eye on these levels, as any reversal could be an early warning sign. Looking at the intermediate and long-term moving averages, Hut's 10-day, 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day SMAs and EMAs are all well below the current price. This confirms that the uptrend isn't just a short-term phenomenon, it's been building for months. The long-term averages, especially the 200-day, act as strong support levels and show that the stock's overall structure is very bullish. This kind of alignment is rare and typically signals a powerful trend that could persist, barring any major negative news. Now let's break down the technical indicators. Most of them are flashing bullish signals, but there are some signs of caution. The RSI is above 83, which means the stock is overbought and could see a pullback soon. The MACD is positive and well above its signal line, showing strong momentum. Bollinger Bands have the price near the upper band, another sign of overbought conditions. The Money Flow Index and Commodity Channel Index are also in overbought territory. All these indicators confirm the uptrend, but they also suggest the stock might need to cool off before its next big move. Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is a key tool for spotting overbought or oversold conditions. For Hut, the RSI is at 83, which is well above the typical overbought threshold of 70. This suggests that while the stock is in a strong uptrend, it might be due for a short-term pullback or some sideways consolidation. Overbought doesn't always mean a crash is coming, but it does mean investors should be cautious and watch for signs of a pause or reversal. MACD, or Moving Average Convergence Divergence, is another momentum indicator. For Hut, the MACD is at 3.35 with a signal line at 2.4 and a positive histogram. This wide gap shows strong bullish momentum. When the MACD is well above its signal line, it means buyers are in control and the trend is likely to continue. However, as with all indicators, it's important to watch for any narrowing of the gap, which could signal a slowdown. Bollinger Bands help us understand volatility and potential price extremes. Hut is currently trading near the upper band, which usually means the stock is overbought in the short term. The upper band is at 36.66, while the current price is above 37. This suggests the stock could either pause or pull back slightly to let the bands catch up. When prices hug the upper band, it's a sign of strong momentum, but also a warning that a breather may be needed soon. Money Flow Index and ADX both confirm the strength of Hut's uptrend. The Money Flow Index is at 78.94, deep in overbought territory, showing strong buying pressure. The ADX at 40.49 indicates a very strong trend. When both these indicators are elevated, it's a sign that the current move is supported by real money and not just speculation. However, overbought readings mean investors should be alert for any signs of reversal. Other indicators like the Arunup, Commodity Channel Index (CCI), and Stochastic Oscillator are all showing extreme bullishness. The Arunup is at 100, confirming the trend's strength. The CCI is at 174 and the Stochastic Oscillator is above 90, both indicating overbought conditions. These readings reinforce the idea that while the trend is strong, the stock may need to consolidate before making its next big move. Chaikin Oscillator, which measures money flow, is also positive for Hut, coming in at over 8 million. This indicates that there's a steady inflow of capital into the stock, supporting the ongoing uptrend. When the Chaikin Oscillator is positive, it means that buyers are dominating and the price is likely to remain elevated, at least in the short term. Though we don't have the exact linear regression line, it's clear that Hut's price is well above its average trend line. This steep upward slope shows that the stock is outperforming its historical average, which is a sign of strong momentum. However, when prices move too far above the regression line, it often leads to a period of consolidation or a pullback as the stock reverts closer to its mean. Based on current price action and technicals, HUT is likely to open between 37.5 and 38 on the next trading day. The stock closed at 37.79 after hitting a high of 38.36, with some profit taking at the end of the session. The VWAP and PSAR are both well below the current price, reinforcing the bullish trend. However, with so many indicators in overbought territory, we might see a slightly lower open followed by stabilization as traders take profits and reassess. VWAP, or volume weighted average price, is at 20.13, much lower than the current price. It suggests that most investors are sitting on gains, which can provide psychological support. The PSAR at 27.63 is also well below the current price, confirming the bullish trend. These indicators show that the overall structure remains positive, but traders should be aware of the potential for short-term consolidation. HUT is currently trading at 37.79, with immediate resistance at 38.36 and a stronger psychological barrier at 39. If the stock breaks above these levels, the next target is 40. On the support side, immediate support is at 37, followed by 36.45 and 35. The price is closer to resistance than support, meaning there could be some selling pressure as the stock tests these upper levels. Watching how the stock reacts at these key points will be crucial for traders. Today, HUT may test the 38.36 resistance. If it fails to break through, a pullback toward 37.5-37.70 is possible. If resistance is broken, the stock could quickly move to 38.8 or even 39.2. On the downside, a break below 37 could lead to a test of 36.45, with the potential for accelerated selling if that level fails. These patterns are typical for stocks near key resistance and support levels, especially when volatility is high. ATR, or average true range, is at 2.09, indicating high volatility for HUT. Based on this, the potential high for the next trading day could be around 39.88, while the potential low could be near 35.7. However, given the overbought conditions and proximity to resistance, the actual range may be tighter. A realistic intraday range is likely between 36.5 and 39, but if volatility spikes, moves outside this range are possible. Given the ATR and recent price action, HUT could see a high near 39.88 and a low around 35.7 in the next session. However, with the stock so close to resistance and many indicators overbought, it's more likely that the range will be a bit narrower. Watch for any news or market catalysts that could push the stock outside these expected levels. The most optimistic scenario, HUT breaks above the 38.36 resistance and challenges the 39 psychological barrier. If momentum continues, the stock could even reach new highs above 40. This would likely be supported by strong volume and continued positive sentiment. For investors, this is the scenario to watch if the uptrend remains intact and buying pressure persists. Neutral scenario would see HUT consolidating between 36 and 38.5 as it digests recent gains. This could mean several days of sideways trading with decreasing volume, allowing overbought indicators to reset. Consolidation is healthy after a big run-up and can set the stage for the next move higher if the uptrend resumes. Investors should watch for a breakout from this range to signal the next direction. A bearish scenario, HUT could pull back toward the 33.3500 support area, especially if the broader market turns negative or there's company-specific news. This would be confirmed by a break below 36 with increasing volume. While the overall trend is still bullish, a deeper correction can't be ruled out if selling pressure intensifies. Investors should be prepared for this possibility and set stop losses accordingly. Given the extremely strong uptrend and positive technicals, the bullish scenario has the highest probability. However, some short-term consolidation is likely before the next leg up, as indicators are extremely overbought. The neutral scenario is also quite possible, while the bearish scenario is less likely unless there's a significant negative catalyst. Staying flexible and watching key levels will be important for traders. Volume is a critical indicator for confirming price moves. If HUT breaks above resistance with strong volume, it's a sign that the uptrend is likely to continue. On the other hand, if volume dries up during a rally, it could signal exhaustion and a possible reversal. Watching how volume behaves at key support and resistance levels will give important clues about the stock's next move. How HUT reacts at support and resistance levels will be key for short-term traders. A break above 38.36 with strong volume would signal a continuation of the uptrend, while a break below 36 would suggest a deeper pullback is underway. These levels act as psychological barriers and can trigger sharp moves when breached. Keep an eye on these reactions for trading opportunities. Despite the strong uptrend, short-term caution is warranted. Multiple indicators are in overbought territory and the stock is trading near resistance. This increases the risk of a pullback or sideways consolidation. Investors should avoid chasing the stock at these levels and instead wait for a better entry point or confirmation of a breakout. Long-term, HUT remains in a very strong technical position. The alignment of moving averages and the persistent uptrend suggests that, barring any major negative news, the stock could continue to perform well. Investors with a longer time horizon should focus on the big picture and not get shaken out by short-term volatility. Sum up, HUT has more than doubled in value over the past 3 months, driven by a powerful bullish trend and strong technicals. While the uptrend is likely to continue, short-term caution is advised due to overbought conditions. Watch for volume patterns and reactions at key support and resistance levels to guide your trading decisions. The most probable scenario is a period of consolidation before the next breakout attempt. Thanks for joining us in this in-depth analysis of Hut 8 Corp. The stock's technical picture is impressive, but as always, it's important to stay disciplined and manage risk. Keep an eye on those key levels and be ready to act if the trend shifts. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more market insights. See you next time.